Maybe along with that you are conveying his relationship with the environment or that entire situation, where he fits and how you can convey the entire thing. Maybe that person is at a different place and you are capturing that. The way the person is looking, the way you are composing it, all those things are coming together to tell a story, to convey an idea, right? So you can play with the camera in so many ways, right? Sometimes you will figure out a particular way of doing things and you will take a lot of pictures of different situations, different subjects, and it will have your own imprint. People will look at the picture and they will understand this picture is taken by you. And sometimes you can have a lot of versatility. You can, enhance your repertoire and you can play with the camera a lot, and you will play with color, you will play with black and white. Some people particularly choose to do black and white pictures because it will offer something that the color cannot offer. There can be many reasons, but some people are naturally drawn towards black and white. Some people think it is more classical. Sometimes color will offer a lot of distraction, because we have gone through those things. I myself have gone through those things, so I can vouch for that, or I can talk about that. Sometimes color will offer a lot of distraction. It will take people away from the thing you want to convey, the idea you want to share, the particular story you want to tell. Sometimes people are accentuating colors so that they can portray a particular subject in a different way, or a landscape, or a particular scene, or a particular story, because that color was very important in that particular scene. Sometimes people will do with muted colors because the color was offering a lot of distraction. There are other reasons for that, but they are trying to have a particular style. They are trying to portray something. They are trying to communicate in a particular visual way, so they are using muted colors. Sometimes they are figuring out a particular tone or a particular mood they want to convey with a particular picture. So these are the things we will talk about in this photography sessions. And what I can say is, sometimes what happens is we don't think about the people we stay with, the people we interact with, the people we communicate with. Sometimes you don't think about those things, but those things matter. Sometimes you will see people who will come to your life, who will take you away from your art, who will take you away from your photography, who will take you away from your music, who will take you away from cinema, who will take you away from literature or the affinity you have towards it. So what happens is, it's the importance you give to them. Sometimes they will have their exaggerated, narcissistic desires or cravings they want to have, but you have to understand what you value. So your photography you want to value, so you focus more on your photography, and the company you keep with yourself. You yourself value your solitude. You want to introspect, you want to reflect, you want to spend some time with the pictures rather than going to have a chit chat or a small talk with someone else. Sometimes the music will offer you a lot. Classical music, rock, pop, rap, rock, different kinds of rock, alternative rock, hard rock, punk rock, whatever you choose to do. You are listening to that and you are conveying that through your picture, and it's shaping your personality. It is shaping you as an artist. Then when you are going to take a picture, you are conveying it in a particular way, and it is part of your being. So sometimes you don't think too much. You just like to listen to that music. You just like to listen to that particular speech. You want to go through a book, and all these things are shaping you in different ways. Your personality, you as a human being, you as an artist. Then you go to any situation and you can convey in a different way, in your own way. And another important thing is, sometimes you don't explain these things to people, because you will understand many people are not worthy of that explanation. It is something you have understood. It is something you have developed. And you will feel that there are some like-minded people. Sometimes, you have these photo walks, you have these photo communities, you have these groups where you can discuss pictures or photographs, and you will see that in those groups you cannot talk to everyone, or maybe you can talk to everyone, but you feel that you have your affinity towards some people. Some people you can talk about things that you cannot talk to others. There are things like that. Human beings, interactions, social interactions, personal interactions, things matter. So those things shape us. Sometimes you will understand which people or who to keep away from your life, because you are valuing other things in your life and you respect those things. So maybe you are spending some time with a book, reading or writing. Maybe you are spending some time with an artwork. There are people who will come and they will disturb you, but you don't allow those people to disturb you. You don't entertain those people. They never mattered. Photography mattered more, art mattered more, and storytelling mattered more. You finding your own process mattered more. So what happens is, there will be a lot of distraction in terms of people, in terms of situations. People will create certain situations, so that it will take you away from your photography, it will take you away from your art, but you don't give importance to them. So part of your being, the way you shape yourself as an artist, as a human being, all these things matter. Sometimes people explicitly don't talk about it, but the way they interact, the way they are giving you, certain reactions, you will see that they are trying to convey something, they are trying to communicate. Now, if you are going through that process, if you have gone through that, if you understand all these things, then you will respect that. Otherwise, you will see that some people are not at all needed in your life, and these are the people who will come to your life only to disturb you. What will happen? What happens is, sometimes those people don't understand what we are talking about when we are talking about humanity, or what is the thing about humanity we love the most. But if you don't love people, if you don't love humanity, then how you can capture those moments? Maybe when you are introspecting, when you are going to solitude, when you are reflecting, when you are spending some time with the things you like to do, people you like to be with, people you like to have in your life, when you do that, you can talk about things. You are nurturing each other, you are nourishing each other, and you are interacting. You can share so many things with each other, and suddenly one person will come, or maybe few people, and you will understand that these person are here, these people are here, they will take you away from that. They can take you away from that. So you need to take your decisions accordingly. Now, why we are talking about all these things in these photography sessions? You have to understand, this is not about the techniques, because those techniques anybody can teach you. Anybody can give you a camera and they can talk about what the camera is offering. They will give you a lot of comparisons between 2 or 3 cameras. This camera is offering that, that camera is offering that. Some people will be drawn towards the price. That camera is a pricey camera, I have it with my possession, so I think just because I can afford to buy that camera, then I can call myself a photographer. There are people like that. We are not talking about those people here. It is great if you have a great camera. It is great if you are having that camera that is offering you a lot of things you can play with. It's a great thing. But the mindset is also very important, right? So here we are not talking about those things. Rather, you can have a simple camera, you can have a small camera, you can have whatever camera you like to have. If you can have the decent features, you can play with it and you can learn. And then you can go through your photographic exploration, and then you can buy a better camera. You can enhance that experience for people, for yourself, and you can play with it. And sometimes people have a camera like the instruments, like other things you like to do. For some people it's like a very that person is having, I would like to have. That person is going to take pictures, I will like to take a picture. We are not talking about those things here. If you really want to be great in photography, if you want to communicate that visual language, if you want to have your idea conveyed through your photographs, then you can come to this photography session and we can have a discussion. And we will understand. We will talk about art, we will talk about many things, but here your instrument or your tool of communication will be a camera. and with that camera how you want to convey that idea, with that camera how you capture a particular moment in a different way or a particular way, how you want to tell a story in a particular way. You as a human being matter, how you shape yourself as an artist matter, how you shape yourself as a human being matter, and how you convey with your visual language, it matters. So here, this is an introductory session, but we will talk about those things. And I will suggest that if you have had a camera for a long time, if you have gone through those basic plays with the camera, you are just looking at something and you are taking a snapshot, you are taking a picture, but that picture is not saying anything. That's a mundane picture, that's a boring picture, it's not saying anything, it's not going anywhere, it is not capturing something, it is not conveying a particular idea, and it is making people confused. What you are trying to convey, people are not getting it. And you will see pictures where you are communicating an idea, maybe it's a mix of idea, it's a lot of ideas and an interplay of ideas that is happening, along with the visual elements, line, shapes, texture, with the grains, and then contrast, and the way you are playing with light, chiaroscuro, how you are playing with everything. So many things are happening in one particular picture, and you are choosing to take that particular picture. That itself will, tell a different story about the picture, that photographer or that artist, So those things we will talk about here. So if you have had a camera for a long time, you want to elevate your photography skills, you want to elevate your visual communication skills, this is the place you can come. Otherwise you can stay there with the techniques and you can play with the camera, but this is something where you want to convey something in a different way. You want to have your particular style, you want to have your particular voice, and you know that sometimes you deliberately know what you are trying to portray. It can be through post-production. Sometimes people will go through post-production, sometimes people won't go through post-production. They will deliberately try to be away from post-production because they want to have everything with that particular frame, with that particular camera. And that is also a great thing, because once you learn that, you don't have to crop, you don't have to do anything, you don't have to change the composition of the picture. You know which lens you are choosing, you know the compositional elements, you know how you are particularly composing that particular frame, and there is a lot of decision making involved, there is a lot of problem solving involved, there is a lot of there is a lot of dance, playful attitude, how you are having your wisdom, your personality, your preferences, your aesthetics, and everything is coming together to take that particular shot. Everything is coming together to capture that particular moment, and it's a big deal. It's a big thing that you do. So then you will be more serious about it, and yet you are having a lot of fun. Then this is the place you can come to, right? So more than the basics, much more than the basics, but you will also learn how to criticize your own pictures. You will also learn how to ask the right people about your pictures, not just anyone, the right people who can give you a good opinion about your picture, a good criticism about your picture, so that you can actually improve, so that you can actually get a different perspective, so that you can actually work on your skills. You can form a community, you can go to a community, you can talk to people, you can talk to people who have a lot of experiences in other things regarding art, and they are giving you their wisdom, which you can impart and which you can convey through your visual idea, visual communication, and your visual language. Those are the things we are talking about. I hope to see you soon. We will have a lot of fun in this.